Welcome to this tutorial, and in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to create a simple survey system. Now, in order for you to create a survey system, you need to have got the database. Now in this segment you are going to talk about how to create a database. So I'm using WAMP server as my web server. So if you missed a video on how to install the WAMP server so that you can be able to use it in such kind of projects, you can go to the description section and check my video that I recorded on how to be able to install WAMP server. Now after you have run your WAMP server, in this case now my WAMP server is running, is here. So you will know that your WAMP server is running correctly when it is turned to green like this. So once you do that, you just left click on it, on that icon, and then you go to where I say MySQL, and then you just go to this part, just go in front here and then click on MySQL console. Then you just say okay, and then it will open to you this and then ask you to enter password. So I have not entered any password, therefore I'll just click enter. So automatically it is going to display that for me, and then I'm just going to type that the first command, show databases. So this is all the database that we do have. So I want to create a database called Gumzo. So basically in this case I just say create database Gumzo. Okay, so that is the database I want to create. So the database has already been created. If I just say show databases, I should be able to see Gumzo created, and here it is. Okay, so I'm just going to make sure that I put it full screen so that you can be able to see everything that is taking place here. Now after that I just want to say use Gumzo. So database changed, and now I'm ready to use, or I'm ready to create a table in this database that has just been selected. Now I want to create a table called, so I just say create table, admins. I want to create a table called admins. Now in this table I want to feed the following. The first thing that I want to feed in there is ID, and the ID is supposed to be int auto increment. So I'm typing all the commands, then I say primary key. So this is going to serve as my primary key. Then you put a comma, then you press enter, then you just say username. So username is supposed to be varchar, and then the varchar is supposed to be 50 length of 50 characters. Then after that you click enter again, then you go to password, then you say varchar 255. Okay, then after that you just press enter. Since it's the last option there, or the last field there, you just press enter, and then you just add the closing bracket, and then you put a semicolon at the end, and then you press enter. So by default you'll be able to see that query okay, 0 rows affected. So it means that that database, that table has already been created correctly. We move to the next table. So we go to the next table, create table surveys. So we are creating the second table. So create table surveys. In this table we are going to have the ID of integer auto increment primary key. This is the primary key here. Then you put a comma, then you go to the next line, then you type title. So you just type the title of the survey, and we say that this is varchar 255. Then you put a comma in front there, then you just say created at. So we want to catch up the timestamp when that survey was created at. Then you give us the timestamp, default current timestamp, default current timestamp. Okay, then you just press enter, and then you just close the bracket, and then you put the semicolon at the end. So you'll be able to see that one row has been affected. We go to the next one. We're going to create the third table. So just say create table, survey survey questions. So this one is going to store all the survey questions that you're going to ask those people that are supposed to respond to your questionnaire. So we just have the opening bracket there, then you press enter, then you just write the ID, then it's supposed to be int, auto increment primary key, comma, then you go to the next one, survey ID, int, that is of integer type. Then the next one is question, that is text. Then you go to the next one, that is option 1. This is option 1. Option 1 is supposed to be varchar 255 pixels, and then option 2 varchar supposed to be 255 characters. Then you got the third option, that is foreign key. So foreign key. So you're giving the foreign key for this table, and the foreign key here is survey ID. And then the reference here is supposed to be, it references surveys ID. Yeah. Then after that you just press enter, and then you just close the bracket, and then you put a semicolon at the end, and then you press enter. So you'll be able to see that a query. Okay, so we go to the next one. The last table that you want to create here is supposed to be the last table is supposed to be create table participants. Okay, so I can pull it a little bit up. Create table participant, then you press enter, then you say ID int auto increment primary key, then you put a comma, then you go to the next line, then you just say there survey ID, and then you say that this is integer. Then you go to the next line, you just say name is varchar 255 pixel 255 characters. then you put a comma, you move to the next line, you say email. Okay, so email of that participant. Also you are supposed to get the email is varchar. Email is varchar 255 characters. Then you go to the next one, phone is varchar 20. Then you put a comma, you go to the next one, response 1. Response 1 is varchar 255. Comma, move to the next line, response 2. Response 2 is varchar 255, comma. Then you got the last one, that is add more response fields. As maybe if you want to have more response fields, you can go ahead and do that, but for me I'm just going to stick to 2 responses. And then you can just have the foreign key. You can have a foreign key here, and is survey ID, references supposed to be survey into bracket ID. So by so doing, you are able now to create the 4 tables that you want in this exercise or in this project, and those are the ones that we are going to use for this project. So we have been able to create the database. Okay, so we have been able to create a database called Gumzo, and then inside this database we have been able to create the first table called admins, and after admins you have been able to create the surveys. So you are going to conduct many surveys, so we need to have a table for surveys. Then we also need to have the survey questions. Okay, the survey questions that you are going to ask in each and every survey. So in order for you to be able to have that, there must be a foreign key that connects the 2 tables, that is the table survey and the surveys questions. So we have a foreign key that can help us to do that here. Then we do have also the participants, those people who are going to participate in this exercise. So we need to also to have the database for them, so that it can be easier for you to keep track of who answered what, so that it can be easier for you to know exactly what is going on. So we can just say show tables to see if we have been able to create the tables that we need. So we have been able to create admins table, participants table, survey questions, and then we have surveys. So we have got 4 rows affected, and that is exactly what we want to do. Now in our next segment, we'll be able to discuss on how we can go now to create the admin panel. So stay tuned and connect in our next video. Subscribe to my YouTube channel so that when I create the next video, you'll be informed. Bye bye for now.